Who do you think the real enemy is here?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 1, Episode 15 of Attack on Titan, Special Operations Squad, Eve of the Counterattack Part 2.
Last episode we saw Levi kick the shit out of Eren. Before we jump in, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you've been enjoying this reaction series. This is Kenny from the future. Change of plans from when we filmed this. We are going to now be releasing episode 16 on Tuesday. First 2-episode week in a bit. Hope you all enjoy. Releasing episodes early on our Patreon. Check out the link in the description below if you want to see episodes early and ask us the questions after every episode. All right, I think that's about it. Are we excited for episode 15 of Attack on Titan?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
It's almost like the prologue's over a little bit.
Exactly. That's a great way to phrase it.
Old headquarters.
An architectural marvel,
And this is
don't
outside
you
of
agree?
the wall?
A proper royal residence once upon a time, and more recently, our former headquarters. This was the early days for us, you understand.
Yeah,
Hopes soared high. Now, this opulent bauble is little more than a holding cell. The place where we store our newest toy.
Him.
Do not be deceived, Greenhorn.
Excuse me? Don't be expecting the royal treatment. Whether you're Titan or human, don't imagine for a second we all share the good captain's enthusiasm.
Bit his tongue.
Yikes.
That's what you get for flapping your jowls on horseback.
The rookie needed to know his place. First impressions are important.
Well, that was quite the first impression.
On it.
Yeah.
No question there.
Indeed so. Our exchange went exactly as planned.
What happened to you? You never used to talk like this. If you're trying to act like the captain, it's kind of embarrassing. You and
Yikes.
Levi couldn't be less alike if you'd been born separate species.
Oh my
If you
goodness.
intend to hound me like a wife, Petra dear, there's rather more of me you need to be acquainted with before laying claim to the privilege.
All right.
You wish. I'd tell you to
All
bite
right.
your tongue, but you've got that covered. Next time, I hope you bleed out.
Ho ho ho! Methinks the lady doth protest too much.
I must stop it there.
Okay, Shakespeare boy, let's hear it.
Why is Shakespeare in this?
Why is Shakespeare in this?
Why?
I don't know.
Anyway, that when I first saw that, I was like, is Shakespeare like canon in Attack on Titan? Like,
That's funny.
Is Shakespeare like, was he a scout?
So here
Eren in
they
the
are,
scout cloak.
the Scout
Yeah.
Special Operations Squad, the Levi Squad.
You disgusting swineherd.
Petra Rawl, 10 Titan kills to her credit.
Wow.
48 kill assists. Oduo Bozad, 39 kills, 9 assists.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Elite as they come. El Jin,
All new
14
characters.
kills, 32
Wow.
assists.
See, this is what I'm saying. It's like
Luca
starting a new
Shields,
show.
7 kills, 40 assists.
40 assists, so some people are better assistants.
Interesting, the
Handpicked
assist
by
part. I
Captain
hadn't
Levi for
considered that.
accomplishments in the field. That and they're my executioners.
Smart to put him around them.
Yeah, but it's also scary knowing that
place
if
has
you
gone to
make one
hell.
wrong move,
It's been abandoned
all of these
for
people who are
years.
on your team are suddenly going to
The
kill you.
insides are
Yeah.
shambles.
In which case,
This is a place
we have
to dump.
problem, don't we? Best grab a broom and get to work.
Don't say anything.
No, Levi loves cleaning.
Does he
I'm done with
really?
the upstairs, sir. If I may ask, Captain, where will I be expected to sleep?
Your sleeping quarters are in the cellar.
The cellar? But sir, again?
Our safest option. Your abilities are far from being under control. You might go Titan in your sleep. One
Can
of
you
the
imagine?
conditions of my having you in
Why would
custody
that-
at all is
I
that
feel like
keep
the
you under
basement
strict
is not the
security.
place for that.
Morning, noon, and night. While we're in Dreamland, you're in restraints. That's the rule. I'll check your work. Take over here. I want it spotless.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of this whole team and the way
All
Eren's
right.
being dropped into it?
The team seems great. I mean, they're obviously very talented and have been put on this team for a reason. Levi's incredible.
Incredible. That's the word we're going to use?
That is he not like an amazing
He is
scout?
incredible.
He's a
I just-
captain. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
You look so discouraged. So, sorry. I hope you don't mind me calling you Aaron. I noticed the captain doesn't, well...
She seems
he pretty much
nice.
sets the tone
Yeah.
for the rest of us.
Whatever. It's just that well, did I really look discouraged, or were you just saying that?
Everyone reacts that way. Up close and personal, Captain Levi doesn't seem much like the hero he's cracked up to be. For one
Yeah,
thing,
I
he's
can
a lot
imagine
shorter.
working on a team.
He's a lot
Bit on the
shorter.
temperamental side, too.
Roasting everyone.
Not exactly imbued
Yeah.
with what you'd call the social graces.
It's not that. I'm more put off by the seriousness. He's so dead earnest about following the higher-ups' rules.
Let me guess, you think strength means living by your own rules, flouting everyone else's.
Well, he didn't strike me as the type to take orders.
Time was he would have lived up to your expectations. That's what I understand anyway. I don't have the details.
So he used to
Story goes,
not
he was
Okay.
like the rogue
Wonder what
before joining
happened.
the Scouts, a high roller in the capital's black market.
How
What?
the hell did he... I mean,
I thought you had to have like
clue.
a perfect
Folks talk,
record
but
to
who
become a
knows what
scout.
really brought him here, right?
Who knows?
Most popular
And he's a
version involves
captain?
Irvin.
And
They
people
say he
know
dragged him
about
to the
it?
Scouts
Sorry.
kicking and
Irvin.
Screaming.
Said he dragged him to the scouts.
Interesting.
What's going on?
sir!
Your cleaning is lamentable. Back upstairs, now.
Need to pause for a little simp break there. Your cleaning is lamentable. Back upstairs now. Like, isn't it so fun how he's so like...
Everything he says. I genuinely don't know how to react to him.
From an expedition to set up a logistics base beyond the wall. And now you're saying we'll have a crop of green recruits along for the ride?
Assuming any sign up, yes.
Not to be a naysayer, but doesn't that seem rash to you? Honestly, what are their odds?
Our custody of Aaron is conditional on the results of this mission. Right now, the first order of
Oh,
business is
interesting.
persuading the brass we have him under control, that he's an asset, not a threat. The last thing we want is for the military police to throw in their lot, or someone else.
And you don't want to give me a straight answer. Is that it?
He's like, excuse me?
Your nose is as sharp as ever, huh? Not bad.
Yeah, well, not as sharp as yours on a good day.
It's safe to assume our standing orders will stretch into next week. But word through the grapevine is we're gearing up for a big mission a month from now. One where a bunch of wet behind-the-ears graduates are slated to be our main backup.
That can't be right. Why do something like that? The cadets have been through enough with the last Titan attack. Why subject them to that kind of danger again?
What do you think
You
of
have
that?
to wonder how many of those snivel drop runs
That makes
feed
sense, but I feel like they're at
Surely
a
this
point
can't
in
be the
this
case.
war where they just
Mission planning
they kind of
isn't
don't have
my
other
responsibility.
options.
Yeah.
But it is Ervin's.
Good point.
And you can bet the man's obsessed over every angle.
That's the truth. Especially given how unique the situation is.
Yeah.
Consider how many people died on the path to taking back Walmaria. Then hope comes in a form no one expected. One that we're not even entirely sure how to deal
That's
with.
a really interesting point. Just the way that situation kind of unfolded for them creates a really interesting dynamic, I think, for every person and like their sense of like trust in themselves. If you've been working your entire life and everyone you know has been working their entire lives to achieve this goal and you've gotten nowhere, and then the answer comes from a place that you completely don't expect and could potentially have used earlier and stopped people from dying, I can imagine that creating some really serious issues with like self-doubt and, you know, trust in your abilities and intuition.
They're all just staring at Aaron. The green eyes.
Just waiting for him to turn into a
Most
Titan.
of us still find it hard to believe. So how does it work, this whole changing into a Titan trick? Really?
This is cool.
Wish I could tell you, but the fact is my memory's not clear. Guess it's kinda like being in a trance. I do know the trigger seems to be hurting myself in some way. Like biting my hand. Wait, why do I know that, but nothing else?
You're not going to get anything
Because
out
you
of
were
it,
human when you bit
apart
your
from what
hand?
the scribblers
Yep.
have laid out in the reports. Not that you know who won't have a go at it. You'll be lucky
So there's
to come out of it
Voldemort in
alive.
this
if that one
universe.
makes
Already met this
You'll be
person.
lucky to come out of it
I
alive
remember
if
someone
that one
saying you
makes
know
it
who
deal.
earlier.
Of course, it's only a matter of time.
Who are you talking about?
I'm so sorry.
Hi.
Good evening, Team
Oh,
Levi.
yay.
How is Castle Life treating everyone?
I feel like she
Too
and Levi are
early.
exact
Am
opposite
I?
energies.
Suppose I couldn't help myself.
Section Commander Hange?
Hello, Aaron. In the event you haven't pieced it together yet, it's my job to
You're gonna
spearhead the
love
Scout
Hange.
Regiment's research efforts. Essentially, I poke and prod our
What great
captive Titan
energy.
specimens. I'd very much like your help.
My help? In
Did you hear
what
that?
way?
Yeah.
Like, what would I have to
We
do?
have pet
Join me, of
titans.
course, on a quest of scientific discovery.
Wow.
Well,
So she wants
I'm
to
happy
experiment.
help, except
Okay.
I'm afraid it's not up to me.
I feel like that's
I'm
exactly
under
what
close
he needs to do.
restrictions by order of the higher-ups, you see.
Levi,
Especially someone
what's
who
on
knows
the
a lot
docket
about
for him
Titans.
tomorrow?
Clearing out all the weeds?
Excellent then. It's cinched. Young man, tomorrow will be grand.
Okay. But,
I love
just so I'm
Hange.
clear, what exactly will I be doing? Are you running experiments or something?
Idiot. Shut up.
Ah, I knew it. You possess a singularly curious mind, don't you?
What do you think?
I love her.
How can you not? Look how excited she is.
And she's lit.
Well, my inquisitive
This is
friend,
exactly what they need to be doing.
why not lay it all on the table? I intend to get better acquainted with the titans we looked upon in trust.
Amazing.
What do you think of Hanji's sort of entrance there?
Fantastic. I mean, obviously, everyone else kind of has like an issue with her energy, which I can see.
Or they're
and, like,
annoyed. It's not even as much of an issue as they're like,
just
oh,
like
brother.
irritating. Like, I'm gonna leave when she, gets on her Titan experiment.
Shtick.
Exactly. But I am so excited because I feel like that kind of enthusiasm and interest is where most great ideas come from.
Agreed.
And they're in such a desperate but also like brand new situation that they need
someone who wants to figure out everything there is to know and isn't afraid.
Exactly.
As a scientist, naturally I started with a standard battery of tests we conduct on all such captures.
So these are the
Hello,
Titans they got
beautiful.
from Tross.
Wow. Oh my god.
First was an attempt at communication. How are we feeling? Do you have a name? Are you in pain?
Section Commander, you're too close!
Hi there.
It's interesting seeing
Lovely
them
weather,
close,
gentlemen.
right?
Are you hungry?
Ugh. They're less amorphous than I thought.
That's what I've been trying to tell you!
Sadly, my findings were consistent with all other past attempts. No communication with them seemed possible.
Interesting.
That said,
Cool that she
my
tried.
time spent in intimate proximity to these creatures did indeed help me cope with the tediousness of day-to-day tasks. Once upon a time, many centuries ago now, there lived a vicious tribe of cannibals. You may think I'm speaking of your kind, but in fact, these cannibals were human.
She's just talking
They
to
would
him.
maraud unwary travelers near their cave. Their ruthless palate did not discriminate between merchant and clergyman, highborn or low. Valuables were taken, flesh feasted upon.
We gotta go through
I
this
don't
again?
like the way
Her
they're
naming
being
scheme is so
kept.
weird. It was Chikatilo and Albert.
In the
She
end,
named
these
them.
cannibals
Stop.
subsisted on human meat for 25 years, give or take. Historians suspect they killed somewhere around 500 people during that time.
Wow.
That's probably more victims than the two of you have gorged on combined. To their credit, though, they perfected the art of preparing flesh. Steaks cut from hindquarter meat,
Everybody's like,
leg meat
what?
diced and
Why
added to
are
stew.
we doing this?
Belly fat ground into patties and fried. Sausages made from blood clots and intestinal lining.
Sick.
In fact, one might even suggest they further the culinary arts. In that respect,
Yikes.
they were distinct from you.
Okay.
People say they get
Alas,
entrapped
this
in
tribe
energy
of
from
gormandizing
Hanji.
cannibals
Oh, I totally
were
get
caught
that.
and executed by the providence of a single mistake. In that respect, you aren't
Like
so
the intense
dissimilar.
desire for
You
knowledge.
both underestimated your quarry's resourcefulness and wound up captured, victims of your own appetite. In honor of the cannibal tribe's notorious leader, I'm going to christen you beauties accordingly. You'll be Sonny.
They're getting named again.
Sonny?
You are Bean. No need to fret, though.
Or were
I'm
those
not going to
different
publicly disavow
tried
you
it
or
from
before.
bring
last
back
time?
mistake.
I see.
Pleasure
But
to
were
meet
those
you,
different
Sonny.
Titans?
Likewise, Bean.
I see. I thought she was renaming
Let's
them.
be chums, huh? That's how I
That's
came
how they know to
name
do
the
this.
7-meter Titan
I see.
Bean and his grinning 4-meter companion Sonny.
Bean and Sonny.
The next step involved sensory deprivation, denying them sunlight. Observing as we do that Titans are less active in the nocturnal hours, we may extrapolate from this experiment that the sun is likely a key source of energy for them. Nevertheless, I discovered
Interesting,
a
right?
profound difference between the
Interesting.
two. Well done, Sonny. See you in the morning. Sweet dreams, you lug. Corroborating previous data, Sonny grew notably sluggish after only an hour's lack of sun. My, someone's certainly the night owl, huh? You're going to wear me out.
But not the other one.
This wouldn't be my first all-nighter in the name of science. Bean, however, still beamed 3 hours in.
Interesting, right?
And they don't, neither one seems like an abnormal.
What do you think of this discovery that they can...
Incredible.
When you, at night, they become more sluggish. Well, one of them.
I want to know every single thing about the Titans.
Well,
I
thought you'd love this.
Yes, I want to know how they work, how they reproduce. I just got to know. The light from the lamp doesn't work either.
They don't need food or water.
Organs, but have absolutely no need to breathe. The only thing their bodies metabolize into energy is sunlight. Every Titan may have a different threshold for sunlight withdrawal, so I have to be careful. Don't want them dying on me, you know.
They could die from lack of sunlight?
Owing to my
Yeah.
Sad to say. 2
Interesting.
perished of decapitation when we accidentally struck the soft spot. Poor devils. Chikatoloni and Albert, their names were. Such adorable ear-to-ear smiles. What I did to them was terrible. It haunts me. I mustn't let that happen again. I couldn't bear it.
So she cares for the Titans.
Thank God. Okay.
Carry it on! Physical contact with them was the next obvious step because I simply had to know whether or not they experienced pain as you or I!
So she had to try to hurt them.
Right.
It isn't necessary for you to scream, sexy.
I can't do this and not scream, damn you! Look at him! He's in absolute agony! My poor Bean! I'm so sorry!
Yeah.
That was the only way
Wow.
to learn if they had any weaknesses, apart from their names, you see. I hated myself for it. Sonny? Sweet pea? I've skewered your straight through the heart. Does it not hurt, dear? Don't you feel that? Sonny was more, shall we say, introverted than his counterpart.
Nope.
Interesting.
If he felt
So the one that doesn't
pain,
need sun is
unleashed.
also less sensitive to pain.
Go on.
So it's just like a hardier Titan. Oh my God.
For the love of God, stand clear!
You almost got me that time, didn't you, darling?
You want your head chomped off?
She's
Oh
literally...
my gosh. Not afraid.
they're my babies.
Yeah.
Somewhat
I feel like that would be you.
The only things he
I understand why the other people on this team kind of view Hange as a little bit of a wild card because their entire thing has been just kill the Titans, kill the Titans, kill the Titans. But I am so relieved for Aaron's sake that he is someone on his team who values his life as a Titan outside of just what he can do for them as a weapon. Really, really glad they're on the team.
Yeah.
The only things he knows to do are lunge and bite.
Commander, all due respect. But how can you be so lighthearted about them? You talk like they're badly behaved pets. It's just, they're the single greatest threat mankind has ever faced.
Yeah.
They've nearly driven us to extinction.
Yeah.
You're a scout. You know that. You've seen them in action countless times.
True. In fact, more than my fair share of friends have died in the jaws of a Titan right in front of me. When I first became a scout, I fought them out of pure white-hot hatred.
I feel like, as a scout, seeing your friends just be eaten in front of you has got to be one of the worst things ever. But when you study something with the intensity that Hange studies things, you can't help but fall in love with them. And I feel like that's true of a lot of things.
I came to a realization. I'd kicked the severed head of a 3-meter Titan out of spite. It weighed next to nothing. Might as well
Head empty, no thoughts.
In the realm of improbability, that fact would seem to rank fairly high. Their utter strength argues against it. And such was the case with every Titan. Contrary to the appearance of density and great mass, the severed limbs were light as tree bark.
Interesting,
I've been given
right?
to understand that when you transform, your Titan body materializes as if out of thin air. It's so bizarre. In fact,
so
the only
cool.
way I can think to describe it is to say their appearance stands in sharp contrast to their true substance. We've been fumbling around in the dark, our prime offensive tactic based on contempt and fear.
Yep.
We need a fresh strategy, one guided by knowledge, a whole new way of looking at the enemy.
Right?
Yeah.
Of course, it could be a complete waste of time. Still, though, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Like, she has sound logic and reasoning.
Joining the Scouts has been an eye-opener. Shock after shock. And it's not just Section Commander Hange. Everyone here's a little off. It's like I've wandered into a sanctuary for crackpots.
Well,
But they're striving for change. That's been the appeal of the Scouts all along, right? Commander Hange, if you don't mind, I think I should hear about these experiments in greater detail.
Yeah.
he wants to know.
Yes, I want to know everything. If I'm going to help you tomorrow, I'll need it.
Good point. Well, I might have glossed over one or two important details.
She's so excited.
How do you know they can't
Closure then.
breathe?
We may be here a while.
I gotta know.
I ought to
How do
start
you
from
do
our
that?
first captured
Put them
Titan.
underwater?
That was the birth of
They're
my first
huge. You build a
hypothesis,
pool?
you see.
That's
Its
crazy.
natural conclusion, though, the experiment yielded nothing of positive value. But listen to me rambling on. I'm sure you surmised all this from your training. They did cover this stuff, right?
Yes.
All night.
Last bit.
Wow.
Great! We can use that as a jumping off point for my own theories. Let us review, shall we?
Well, I...
Consider how the Titans...
Section Commander Hange, come quickly! The test subjects!
Shit.
They're dead!
What's going on?
Both
No!
of them killed!
They've been killed.
Yes. Oh no.
Who is... Hange.
And now do you kind of feel bad for them?
Well, no, I feel bad for Hange. Who is killing Titans behind the Scout's back?
Is this a soldier's work?
Yeah, but they haven't pegged the one responsible yet.
Okay.
They were killed just before dawn, apparently. By the time the guards got here, the bastard cleared out on ODM gear.
Whoever it was must have had a lookout to warn him about the guards.
Oh dear. Someone's gone stark raving mad, haven't they?
Oh.
How did it happen?
Let it go. This is a matter for the military police.
Yes, sir.
So the military police are kind of like
What is
detectives.
it you think you
Okay.
see? Who do you think the real enemy is here? Ignore me. Loaded question.
Commander Irvin.
Who's trying to stop Hanji's experiments?
Who's trying to stop Hanji's experiments?
So they are trying to stop Hanji's experiments.
No, I just repeated what you said.
Interesting. They were killed.
They are no
Was
longer
it for
alive.
the point of stopping Hanji's experiments? I don't understand what anyone would possibly have to gain from that. Any human, I feel like, would be better off without Titans. However,
Like
the
they're
people who are safest from the Titans potentially have something to gain.
really like the inner
The
wall.
inner
people?
wall people, or maybe the like even higher ups within the inner wall. But I feel, I don't know about that one.
What do you think?
Because they still can't live like their best lives with the Titans existing. I feel like it's in every human's best interest to get rid of the Titans.
100%. Well, that was a fantastic episode of Attack on Titan. Learned a lot about Titans and how they work. And yeah, excited to see what happens next episode. How did you feel?
I loved it. I'm so excited. I feel like this is really like exactly my cup of tea.
Exactly.
Which is so... I'm really excited about it. I don't know what to say other than that.
We're going to jump into the next episode right after this. But before we do, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for episode 16 coming next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, check out the Patreon linked in the description below if you want to see episodes early and ask us the questions after every episode. For now, where are we headed?
All right, let's go to the episode verdict.
Thank thank you to our Patreon members for providing these questions. If you want to ask us both questions after every episode, join the Patreon any level, and you can go ahead and start. We also have added a new feature, which is to ask me specifically a question where Montana will actually leave the room so that she doesn't hear my answer. So
no spoiler.
If you have any questions for somebody who first watched Attack on Titan in 3 days and is doing a second time viewing, comment them on the posts. For now, let's get to question 1. Tyler Harden asks, what do you think Erwin meant when he asked Eren, who do you think the real enemy is? And what do you think he thought of his response?
I think that just objectively looking at the situation, I think the military police is trying to figure out who killed the Titans, obviously, but I'm trying to figure out who possibly could benefit from stopping the experiments. And I feel like that's what Erwin was hinting at when he was saying, who do you think the real enemy is? Because the enemy has always been the Titans. But now, in this specific situation, they're, with the most talented scouts, they're pretty much as safe as you can be. They're in a base, they have Titans to experiment on, they know as much as anyone can possibly know about Titans. So they kind of become less of an enemy because they're helping you to solve the problem, even though the problem is Titans. Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think Erwin's point was that why are we stopping Hange?
Yeah, I'm not going to reply in any way. But sorry. Ashton asks, what is your impression of Hange and her experiments now that we know more in depth about her character?
I'm obsessed. This is exactly the character I wanted because I understand the perspective of everyone we've met so far, absolutely hating the Titans, having zero interest other than wanting them dead. I want to know everything.
Yep.
And so having a character who shares that interest, I guess, is really fun. And I think that, I've said so far that this hitting them in their soft spot in the back of the neck, that has kind of worked, but not really. They're kind of in this.
It works when they hit the spot how they train.
Yes. No. It works to kill them, but having people individually taking out single Titans is not. They're exclusively playing defense. And in order to have any kind of offensive advantage or strategy, they need to know so much more about the Titans. And I think that is what Hange is offering, which is
knowing
fantastic.
That they get lethargic at night.
How cool is that? Didn't really think about that, but works with the point that they're just eating for fun. They're not eating for energy. They get energy from the sun. Very cool. Want to know everything.
You're excited about Hange and how our experiments are going to go moving forward.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. When I first saw Hange, I just immediately loved her energy coming in. And I was just excited to see what a mind like that with the perspective of I used to fight them with white hot hatred, but then I discovered this one fact and it made me realize there's a lot of things we don't know, and maybe that could lead to an actual eradication rather than being mad and just going after them and then dying. Just the fact that she's the only one with this perspective, everyone else is not about it, and it's clear when they leave the room that they're listen to her with her mumbo jumbo, being friends with the Titans, and she very clearly is gaining information. So I don't know. I was excited to see her moving forward, and I hope you are too. What is the most interesting detail about the Titans you learned this episode?
Their density, because I think it has to do with the fact that they vaporize, which I feel like in reverse could indicate how Eren is able to suddenly become a Titan. Because for me, with the information I have now, it stands to reason that whatever material is making Eren suddenly become a Titan is also what makes the Titan suddenly disappear. That kind of easy evaporation. Meat, I don't...
Insta-meat. Thin air.
Yeah, but it's not dense. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you enjoyed that episode and are excited for episode 16 coming next Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check out the Patreon to see that episode now and see other episodes early. Also, if you join the Patreon at any level, you can ask us the questions we just answered. All right, are we excited for episode 16 of Attack on Titan?
Absolutely, can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.